All right, so let's talk about some things you can do to become a successful real estate agent. And you could probably do it in about, we'll just say about 7 things, right? 7 things you can do to become a more successful real estate agent. Let's just talk about that. Number one thing, and probably the most important thing that we all kind of overlook because of the nature of the business, but you have to be available. I know that sounds elementary, but it's amazing how many agents are not available at all, especially in the beginning of your career. You really got to be out there. You really got to be available. You really got to show up all the time, every time. Okay, so be available. You want to be a successful agent? Be available. Show up, right? 80% of the battle is just showing up. Show up. Sometimes you show up and you win. You don't even have to do much more than that. Just be available. Number two, you have to set goals that you believe in to be realistic for you at the time of setting the goals. So for instance, when I used to set $1 million goals, I deep down kind of hate to admit it, but I didn't really believe it. I believed I could make 100 grand, but I didn't believe I could make 1 million at the time. But I was going like a million. That's just foolishness. You have to set goals that you actually believe on some level you can conceive and achieve. Okay, so set proper goals. And then as your mind expands and you grow, you can set bigger goals. But first, you have to grow your mind before you can set bigger goals, right? I know think big is great, but you have to get yourself to think big first. Be available, set goals, have a marketing plan in place. A lot of times in the beginning, you could use a company marketing plan. As your business grows, you develop your own marketing plans and your own strategies, but that comes with experience. In the beginning, you could take 1,000 marketing plans that people have and find one that works for you, but do have a marketing plan. Something you could tell your clients like, hey, this is what we do, right? This is how I will sell your house. This is how I will help you buy your house. Become an expert in your market is number 4, right? So if you're looking to dominate one particular area or town or city, you have to really start studying the real estate in that area. So when you speak, you could speak intelligently just about real estate in general, right? So become an expert. Number 5, which is a really more important, should be more like number 2, but build relationships, solid relationships. The way you do that is build relationships with your client, right? Build relationships with your fellow realtors, and you really have to have emotional stability, because in this business you get screwed over, we'll say a healthy amount of times, right? You get screwed over a hefty bunch. It's hard to explain, but it does happen a lot, and sometimes the people closer to you screw you over. You still have to be able to maintain and build relationships and kind of keep your ego in check, because that is the harder part to do. However, build relationships at all costs, no matter what. Keep your emotions between the lines, as they say. Number 6, ramp up your social media efforts. Obviously, that's hard to do. Depends on how old you are, where you are in your life. Social media, whether it's good or bad, is irrelevant. It's a platform you can use to get yourself out there in front of more people than just one-to-one, right? So you have to take some classes. You have to start learning about simple things that you can do to get yourself out there as a realtor. And number 7, implement small business systems, meaning as your business grows, you have to buy different systems, right? In the beginning, we bought systems that were $100, then $1,000, or $500 or $400, and it always changes as your business grows and develops. But you constantly have to be implementing small business systems, and if you want a big business, at some point you implement big business systems. Those are the 7 things you could do right now to become a better agent. If you want to join a team and learn from the best, follow the links below.